What's going on, guys? Lawson Turner back with another episode of the Cover 2 podcast. Well, we went over the early game. Let's dive into the late night game. The New York Knicks are moving on to the second round to face the Indiana Pacers. Like I said, in round 2, they beat the Sixers in game 6, 118 to 115. Now, this was a really close physical series. It went not the way I thought, because I picked the Sixers in 6, but I'll say about the Knicks. They have been an awesome team to watch all year long. They've been better than what I and a lot of people would have thought. I thought that Brunson played well over the last 4 games of the series. I thought the first two, it was iffy, but they were winning. You know, they were winning in not in spite of Brunson because he was still being a good floor. Just Brunson on the floor with the ball in his hands is scary. We haven't seen a guard this small, and he plays a lot bigger than what he is. He's crafty on how he gets into the lane and with those elbow middies getting to the free throw line. Now there's still, in my opinion, he's a slightly above average, free throw shooter, which that's something he can improve in. But for everything that he is, I'm going to love him. I'm not going to knock him for what he's not. I'm going to love him for what he is. He has given this Knicks team a heartbeat and been kind of their lifeline. We saw this is the this is the team of heart, grit, grind, and just friendship. Like, it amazes me as to how far grit and grind can go in today's, you know, NBA. Not that I thought, oh, threes and good defense. No, if you can grit and grind it out, and this was a grit and grind it out series. If you tally all the points, scored in all 6 games, it was 650 to 649 for the Knicks. Like, this series, not just the game, because the series was crazy close throughout. We saw just last night, we saw the Knicks jump out to a 22-point lead, and then the Sixers come roaring back and take a double-digit lead in the third quarter. But the Knicks weren't going to be denied this game like they were in game 3. It Everyone kind of played, good for the Knicks. Like, Dante DiVincenzo played the whole game. Brunson played 3 minutes. Hart played 45 minutes. OG played 40. Let me double check. 42 minutes. 45 minutes. Like, they're playing so many minutes, and it looks like they don't slow down. It's like the more minutes they play, the harder they play for Coach Tibbs. Now, let's dive into the. It's going to be more of a deeper dive. I normally try and take 3 players from each side that I thought played the best for their team, but we got 4 players that I want to spotlight for the Knicks, and we got 5 that I want to spotlight for good and for bad reasons for the Sixers. Let's start with the Knicks. Brunson, 41 points, 12 assists. Outstanding. Outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. And he's turned it slowly. Jalen Brunson's grown on me from, I thought he was a really good fit for Dallas, and I was like, okay, well, the Knicks signed an undersized guard. I don't know if he could be the leader or the catalyst for a playoff and finals contending team, and I was wrong. I was flat out wrong, and he's been awesome all year long and in the past 4 games of this series. Because through the first 2 games, I thought, okay, he's being really inefficient with his shots. Now I don't know if it was the Sixer length that was giving him issues or he just needed reps behind it. But the last 4 games, he's averaged 40 and 10 assists. Like, that's all time awesome. I thought this was a perfect Dante DiVincenzo game. He has been, up and down the past 4 games, but then you look at tonight and he hits 5 of 9 from three, 23 points, 7 assists, and 5 steals and blocks. He had 2 steals, 3 blocks, and 4 rebounds on top of that. Josh Hart hit the big three to put them up late, which that was 3 of his 16 points and 14 rebounds and 7 assists. And then the addition of OG Anunoby at the trade deadline, I thought was perfect. It was perfect, just what they need. A just a big, lengthy defender who can shoot the three good enough and can get into the lane and things of that nature. He chipped in 19 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He was outstanding. Now to go to the Sixers, Joel, you've been hurt all series, and it sucks to have your season in this way, but it is what it is. 39 points, 13 rebounds, 13 for 13 from the free throw line. Good. I thought for shooting the ball, 25 times, 12 of 25 is, that's 48%. We see Joel in the 50 to 55% range on any given night. But it just wasn't meant to be, I guess, because Joel always seems to be hurt. I thought Tyrese Maxey played a poor performance. Now, did I think he could score the 44, 46 he did last game? No, I didn't. But I also think that he was getting fouled. Like, there were 2 possessions early in the first quarter where Maxey drove and it looked like he just got grabbed on the shoulders and nothing was called and he would just end up on the floor. And I'm just like, oh, you're not gonna call that? Oh, you're not gonna call that? And then he got the clutch and one off the goaltending late. He entered the game with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting, 6 for 18 from the floor. That's 33%, and 1 for 6 from three. Now, I do think that they found their other star next to Embiid. He's not a point guard per se. He's more of a scorer than a facilitator. So I think the biggest thing this offseason is trying to find like a true point guard or like a facilitator or someone who can, for everything that Maxey does good on the ball, he is arguably just as dangerous off the ball with his range, his scoring, and being able to like just catch the ball and then take someone off the dribble because he is crazy fast. Buddy Hield was outstanding this game. 20 points, 6 for 9 from three. I was wondering when's Buddy Hield gonna get. He had 2 points in the previous. He had 2 points in 29 minutes played in the past 5 games, and then tonight he's just lights out from three. Kelly Oubre, nice game, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Now Tobias Harris, 29 points, 0 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 for 2 from the floor. Through 5 games, I'm like, okay, he had his best game in game 5. He's going to need to generate something close to that in game 6 to force it back to 7. And he went 0 for. He went 0 for 2 in 29 minutes played. That's probably your last game as a Sixer. And it sucks because when Tobias Harris is going and when he's playing good, he's really good. But he has games like this where it's just like you look disengaged. You just look like you're just out there, like you don't know where you're supposed to be. You're not shooting it confidently. Now I don't know if it's due to your shot just hasn't been falling at all except for last game. I don't know what the case is, but let's get straight into our turnovers, rebounds, things like that. The Knicks had 9 turnovers that Philly took advantage of for 22 points. Now, 9 turnovers leading to 22 points, that's fantastic. But the problem is the Sixers had 11 turnovers that led to 17 Knicks points. When you're getting turnovers and getting out on the break, it puts a lot of stress, especially on a team like Philly, who, yes, they can be athletic on the wing, but if you can get in transition, get downhill, because Joel's not sprinting back and he normally operates at the free throw line or the elbow, so it's hard to double team him on offense. But when they're turning the ball over, he can't. He's not fast enough or has the endurance enough to sprint all the way back and contest something on the opposite side of the court. So I, I thought the Knicks were doing a great job of forcing those turnovers. Now they didn't force double digits. They only forced 9, but out of that they got 17 points out of it, which is fantastic. Which leads into the next stat I thought that was important: points in the paint. We saw the Knicks get a steal and zip and score in the paint. 42 of the 118 was in the paint. And for a team that is as gritty as the Knicks, I still feel like the Sixers could have easily won your points in the paint battle this whole series. Now I haven't done a deep dive into the total points in the paint scored per team, but it just felt like everything that the Knicks wanted, the Knicks could get late. Now, for the Sixer runs, like I said, the Knicks were up 22 in the first quarter off a 22-7 run from the 8:40 mark to the 2:22 mark in the first quarter. And I was like, well, shit. The Knicks they come out with a vengeance. They don't want this going 7 in a game in which anything can happen. They want to end it tonight. But then we saw the Sixers go on a 19-6 run and then a 9-0 run in the second and third quarter. And it got really tight late. But they were one Josh Hart 3 short. When Josh Hart hit that 3 to put them up 3 with 25.6 to go, I was like, damn. They let the right guy shoot the 3, and he made it. And that's all that. I promise you, even though the Sixers lost the series, they'll live with Josh Hart shooting an open top of the key 3. They'll live with that. They're like, if he hits it, all I can do is tip my cap. And credit to Josh Hart. He smacked the 3, and that's why the Knicks end in 6, and Philly is going home. Well, that's all I have for you guys today for this episode of the Cover 2 podcast. Be sure to check us out on Twitter at the Cover 2 Pod 26. 2 in on Twitter is spelled TO instead of TWO. But that's all I have. I'm going to stop rambling now and let you guys go. For the Cover 2 podcast, as always, I'm Lawson Turner, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.